Hey guys, welcome to the General's Workshop. Today we're going to actually be touring my trailer. So today's trailer tour will highlight some of, honestly, the coolest features. A flip-down workbench with storage that takes up minimal space when not in use, a charging station for both comms and batteries, a primary airsoft storage locker, a versatile miscellaneous station, a custom shelf system, and last but not least, a dual key activated bomb prop. Now by now, you have to be wondering, what kind of a trailer is this? Is it a tool trailer? Is it a mobile Armory? Is it a command airsoft unit? Well, the answer to that is yes. It kind of is all of that. Meet my Frankenstein trailer. So today we're going to be diving into everything this trailer has to offer, inside and out. And if you followed my shop and my passion of organization, you'll see that this trailer is packed with purpose and intentional design. And for my fellow airsoft enthusiasts, don't worry, I've got something special for you too. Okay, first and foremost, we're going to be talking about power to the trailer itself, which was absolutely essential for me. There is a pass-through unit, and those things are just absolutely awesome. I can not only plug that into power, which I oftentimes do when we're back at my place, so it's plugged into an outlet, but I also have the option of utilizing a little generator, which works fantastic. It's something that I've just recently acquired, and I'm going to be using for a few different reasons. Is this power station from Milwaukee. Obviously I'm already into the Milwaukee platform, so I've got the batteries, but this does a couple different things. One, noise reduction, huge. Two, emissions reduction, and honestly, cost. Gas is really expensive here in California, and so it's much actually cheaper, especially with having solar, for us to utilize the electrical component, and I think it just works much better. So now let's go ahead and explore the inside. Now, a couple features you're going to notice right off the bat is when we bring this out to the airsoft field and we're having our groups, we actually have these pseudo gates, and these are both removable. These are this is one of my first welding projects I did with my brother Honey Badger, and it actually works really good. So a lot of the individuals come up to get their equipment if they need rentals or anything of that nature. But this first project is pretty cool because this just actually removes. All I've got to do is I take this and I take the fastener off, which comes out, and then this whole thing just slides out. And that's important for me because this trailer is so much more than just an airsoft trailer. This is what I use to haul all my tools, or if I want to take my four-wheeler out to the land, I can remove all of the gates, and then I can drive that straight up and have an enclosed unit, if you will, for that. All right, one of the first projects that I want to review with you guys that stemmed out of my shop. In fact, I'll show you a couple pictures of my brother and I making it, and that's actually during the period, man, when the shop we were redoing everything all the way down to the concrete and the walls. But the thing that I think makes this special, as anyone with a small shop or a small space knows, space is king, right? And you don't have a lot of it. So how do I effectively put a workbench, if you will, or a working bench in this area without taking up a ton of space? And I had this idea. What about something that just swings, oh, it's in there, locks in, swings down with chain linkage. So I've got a nice large usable space. So if we're working on any of the primaries or anything of that nature where we need a flat surface, this is available. It's been absolutely genius. Now, I will say this, as far as tools, obviously the trailer's moving a lot, so keeping something fastened to the wall was a challenge in the beginning, but I found what actually works the best, especially for us, is because I need to be mobile, is to have most of my tools inside of a single container. I know it'd be easier just to have it up on a wall, but the reality is sometimes those tools need to go out into the field. So I just have an ammo box that I use for that. So now let's go ahead, this goes back up. The only thing you have to watch out is push the chain in as you're bringing your hands up. This goes up and then that presses in. And you've got a storage area that's totally tucked away. Now, below that, I thought, well, why not put in some shelves, right? Because obviously that's just going to be wasted space. So we have a lot of miscellaneous items down here. Now, behind me, you can see that we've got this shelf system, and this has been absolutely fantastic. So there's a lot of different systems wrapped into this, okay? So we've obviously, you can see mess hall chips, perks, merch, right? All of our stuff is in a specific spot, right? Our armbands, which are colored to identify which team you're on, Alpha versus Charlie. But some of the highlights of this bench are going to be, one, I have kind of a pull-out drawer system that is my personal items that I keep in here. I guess that's the perk of owning the trailer. You get your own personal drawer. Now, we've also got our water that we bring out for the players, the kids, and then we've got a radio. Now, a speaker, if you will, an ion speaker. Everything kind of boils down to over here to this station. This has made it so much easier for me. So whether or not you be charging tools or in my particular case, batteries for the Airsoft primaries, I've got this station here. Now, this is a pretty crude methodology, but I've got a nail that prevents this drawer from opening up in transit. This opens up, and just to make sure we have a place to put that nail so it doesn't get lost, I have that spot here. Now, this is actually a double-decker drawer system that I came up with. It's nothing more than a few long planks along the downward side, allowing me to put a 1/4-inch piece of wood on it. Now, underneath that is all of the lines, all of the cords, if you will, allowing it to come up. These are my charging stations that I can charge and actually get the batteries going for the next time or even during, as well as having for the comms, right? So we use comms on the field between the officers. And then right behind that, you're gonna see that there's a large outlet strip that we utilize, and that works fantastic if we wanna do anything in addition to like charging our phone or something of that nature. And then of course, at the end of the day, when we're done, this just pushes back in, that goes in here to maintain it in a closed position. Now, right above that is going to be this. The nail comes up. That allows us to open up. This is where we carry all the different flags. We have an avenue of flags in which we honor all the different branches. And this actually goes up here. And then again, it's just a little L bracket that keeps that locked in and keeps that tight. All right, I want to kind of move on down. You're going to obviously there's the cooler that has all the sodas and the drinks, the water, etc. In the trailer. With the side entrance. Now we've got obviously a Milwaukee pack out, and this Milwaukee pack out is for our chrono system, or in a sense we're measuring the speed of the plastic BB that's leaving the Airsoft primary, just making sure it's not shooting a little bit too hot for some of the younger shooters that we have on the field, which is really important. Now I want to move over to this section because again, this is something that helps a ton. One, this was one of my other first welding projects, okay? And it's pretty crude nonetheless, but it's functional. And this just holds our primaries. I actually do need to add a little bit more because we're running out of space. We have about 2 or 3 more primaries that we want to get up and available, which are for rental during our time frame, if you will, during a Saturday. Now, one of the things I want to point out, I got this from Corbin, who was one of the officers on our team and still is in my heart, but he did move away from our area here, and he donated this helmet from the World War, and I was just so proud of having it. And one of the ways is we keep it on display to remember those that have gone before us to fight for us and the freedoms that we have to do something like this. But in addition to that, all of our officers have signed the helmet as well, and so as we kind of serve this group, it just serves as a momentum to all those that have served and those that are currently serving. Now, right below that, of course, we've got the primaries. This has become just a miscellaneous area. Now, there's 2 different things. One, this drawer, once upon a time, even though I had this little latch, still came off and abruptly came off in a rather wrecking fashion. So we've got these were fabricated by Thumper himself. He made these for us, so I could take these and I could move them in versus out, allowing me to get entrance. And basically all that does is a little pin that pops through, a large pin, probably like a 1/2-inch pin that pops out through there. Now, over here, this is where we actually get the mags for the primaries. We keep them right here. We do tend to keep them outside of the primary itself. And then we've got another drawer that actually, that is for our charging station. So this will hose all of our batteries. And of course you can see we're here where it says charged versus not charged. So it just helps us stay organized. So the batteries go from being not charged over to the battery station and then back to here once they are charged. And then below that, and then right below that is going to be a miscellaneous bin that has a variety of different things. How fun is this? Who was it? I think it was X-Shot and his family. When he came out for his birthday, we put bells all over him. So he had to go and hide in the woods. Sounding like Rudolph. All right. Now, multiple of the things that I think are important from an organizational standpoint. We got obviously our cash box. We got our sign-out box. And this is where people come and they actually will rent the equipment itself. And we've got a multitude of different things that we do have as far as merchandise for our band of brothers that we do. And again, so People walk up, they get to the front, they get their equipment, they get it signed out, and then someone else is in the back that's working to get them kind of set up. Now, last but not least, I want to show you this cool prop that does require the dual key activation. The kids, they love it. The adults love it too. What am I talking about? Come on now. It's not just for the kids. It is for the kids. But let me show you what I got here. So this was a concept that I had that Rodney John helped me kind of fulfill. Obviously this is just a prototype. You can actually see here where someone went to insert the key a little too diligently and actually cracked the acrylic. And so here are all the plans for it. But this, what I like about this is I'm trying to utilize normal standard devices which we would have on us at the airsoft field. So this allows me to take something like our normal airsoft battery. These are just standard Dean's plugs that we'll be utilizing that I can plug in. And then this goes in. So this is during the Captain My Captain game mode where each of the captains have their own key in their base and their teams have to go to the other base, the opposing base, and try to capture the opposing captain's team. Once they do, then they can grab this fake prop bomb, if you will. And once you get one key, guess what? You can acknowledge it, but nothing happens. It's only until you get both keys that you plug it in. And once both are active, then of course, you ready for this? What's going on? Bron, it's okay. Come on, buddy. I know, he gets so amped for it. So for me, when it comes to the trailer, everything has a flow and a function. And absolutely everything has a level of intentionality. And in fact, we're going to be doing some changes to the trailer coming up here, only because we have an 11 by 11 or like a 10 by 10 container that's going out to land that will be right next and actually set up for the mess hall, which means that a majority of the stuff up top here will be able to be removed, that entire top row of the black and yellow bins. And so function will be changing again for this, but nonetheless I wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at my trailer and my trailer tour. It's a little bit different than your average trailer tour, but it serves all the functions. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. Good day.